showing you Egyptians in Egypt. And this was unearthed. This particular one was unearthed about 4 or 5 years ago, and it was a 5,000-year-old tomb. This story aired on a bunch of Western Asia news platforms, and even one in America. So I actually had images of this in my phone for years. Probably around 2019 or 20. Somewhere around that time, this was unearthed. And what you see is you do not see, remember, Moses was mistaken for an Egyptian. Paul was mistaken for an Egyptian. The Lord and his mother and father hid among the Egyptians. All right?
Shalom, shalom to the nation of Israel. Before I get started, all praises, honor, glory to Yahweh. By Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Ra, Kahakwadash. Double honors to the elders, the apostles, the brothers, the men at Great Millstone that rule well, that taught me this truth. To the hopeful elect out there scattered abroad, unlike it to a speckled bird, tabernacle of King David, 144,000 mighty men. Peace, blessings, salutations, and to the remnant, men, women, children, shalom, right? So, this your brother Shopper, man. So, I was watching the Elder Malcolm's lesson right here. This is channel right here. Critical Race Historical Facts. Like, subscribe, and share. As he always say. So, but you heard him, and he said that Moses was able to hide within the Egyptians, was mistaken for Egyptian. Yahweh Shai, who you ignorantly called Jesus, he was mistaken for an Egyptian. And Apostle Paul was mistaken for Egyptian. And so I was sitting there and I was thinking about it. I was like, that's the lesson right there. Let's get into it. Right? So let's go right here first. Let's get right here and let's go. Is it here? No, it's right. Salak, give me a second. Download. It might be in here. Download today. Nope, it's not this. Salaki, give me 1 second. I'm gonna find. Bear with me. Bear with me. There you go. So, boom. So right here you said this is from the Zondervan's Compact Dictionary. It goes ham. The youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, the Ethiopians, the Libyans, and the Canaanites. Right? Right? Ham, right? So now when you get to the 18 biblical nations, the top 3, all the way down to Japanese, those are Hebrews. Esau is a Hebrew too. He's a Hebrew Edomite. He's a Hebrew too. But when you get to numbers 9, Ethiopian, Egyptians, Mizraim, the Ethiopians was Cush, North African Put, South African Canaan, right? We just read that, right? Those are Hamites. Those are Hamites. And from Turkey on down is Japhetic or Japhites, right? Okay, right? So when you read that now, you got a visual of who they talking about. Ham is the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes, because the Negroes is up here at number 1. Yasharallah, Israel. He's up there. So it's a difference. Now, let's get to some scriptures. Let's get to the scriptures now. Yeah, I was like, yeah, that's a nice little quick lesson. You know what I'm saying? Elder Malcolm threw the assist, throw the alley-oop. I'm going to go ahead and slam it down now. Let's get it. Let's go. Where we going to start with? We going to go Exodus. Let's start with Exodus. Exodus 2 and 5, right? Let's read from 1 so it give context. Exodus 2 and 1. And there went a man of the house of Levi, and took to wife a daughter of Levi, and a woman conceived and bare a son. And when she saw him that was a godly child, she hid him 3 months. Cause this back when Pharaoh was trying to kill all of the sons of Israel, right? Right, just like you got now, where they got our women going down there to Planned Parenthood, but we ain't gonna get on that. That's a whole another lesson. Exodus 2 and 3. And when she could no longer hide him, she took for him a ark of bulrushes, and daubed it with slime and with pitch, and put the child therein, and she laid it in the flags by the river's brink. And his sister stood afar off to wit what would be done to him. And the daughter of Pharaoh, an Egyptian, the daughter of Pharaoh came down to wash herself. Now remember, Ham is the progenitor of the dog races, right? You got to keep that in mind. And the daughter of Pharaoh came down to wash herself at the river, and her maidens walked along by the riverside. And when she saw the ark among the flags, she sent her maid to fetch it. And when she had opened it, she saw the child, and behold, the babe wept. And she had compassion on him and said, "This is one of the Hebrews' children." Huh? This is one of the Hebrews' children. So right there, Pharaoh is saying that this is a different child. This not a Egyptian child. It's a Hebrew child. And then said his sister to Pharaoh's daughter. And then said his sister to Pharaoh's daughter, "Shall I go and call to thee a nurse of the Hebrew woman, that she may nurse the child for thee?" And Pharaoh's daughter said to her, "Go." And the maid went and called the child's mother. And Pharaoh's daughter said unto her, "Take this child away and nurse it for me, and I will give thee thy wages." And the woman took the child and nursed it. And the child grew, and she brought him unto Pharaoh's daughter, and he became her son. He became her son. And she called his name Moses, and she said, "Because I drew him out the water." See? So Moses, if Hamites, if the Egyptians look dark, Moses couldn't have looked like Charlton Heston on TV. He'd have been standing out. So of course Moses would have had to been dark too. Moses would have, matter of fact, look over here, right here. Let's get this one. I've been thinking about bringing this scripture out for a minute. Let's go Exodus 4 and 5. Watch this. "That they may believe that the Lord power of their fathers, the power of Abraham, of the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob, hath appeared unto thee. And the Lord said furthermore unto him, Put now thy hand into thy bosom. And he put his hand into his bosom, and when he took it out, behold, his hand was leprous as snow." Leprous as snow. Snow is white. "And he said, Put thy hand into thine bosom again. And he put his hand into his bosom again, and plucked it out of his bosom. And behold, it was turned again as his other flesh." Means it was back like it normally would look, not leprous. And you know they ain't gonna put this part of the Bible in there. They ain't gonna put that in there. They not gonna put that in there. Let's get one more. Let's get one more about being white being a curse. Let's get that. Let's get that. Numbers chapter 12. And so everybody had color back here. That's the point that I'm trying to prove right here, that everybody had color back then. Numbers chapter 12 and 1. "And Miriam and Aaron spoke against Moses because of the Egyptian woman whom he had married, for he had married an Egyptian woman." Yeah, a Hamite, a heathen. So now, but look, let's go down. That's not the point. Numbers 12 and 6. "And he said, Hear now, No, let's go 5. And the Lord came down in the pillar of the cloud and stood in the door of the tabernacle and called Aaron and Miriam, and they both came forth. And he said, hear now my words. If there be a prophet among you, I, the Lord, will make myself known unto him in a vision and will speak unto him in a dream. My servant Moses is not so, who is faithful in all my house. So the head would be like, oh, Moses went off. How could Moses go off? The Lord is saying Moses is faithful in all my house. With him will I speak mouth to mouth, even apparently, and not in dark speeches. And the similitude of the Lord shall he behold. Wherefore, then were ye not afraid to speak against my servant Moses? You got niggas nowadays that to speak against Moses. Don't even care. Don't even care. But let's continue. Numbers 12 and 9. And the anger of the Lord was kindled against them, and he departed. And the cloud departed from off the tabernacle, and behold, Miriam became leprous, white as snow. What's that? Miriam became leprous, white as snow, and Aaron looked on Miriam, and behold, she was leprous. White as snow. So everybody had color back there. But back to the main topic, like Elder Apostle Tahar say, it's always a lesson within a lesson. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's go to Yahweh Shai, right? We talk about Yahweh Shai next. We got Moses. Moses was the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes, was Ham. Moses, a Shemite, not Sem, S-E-M, that made up bull crap. The Shem. Moses was a Shemite, Israelite, but he was able to hide in the house of Pharaoh, who was the progenitor Ham, the progenitor of dark races, because he was dark too. That's the point here that we make. That's the point that the elder was going into right there by referencing these examples that I'm gonna get. And I'm gonna get a bonus one. We're gonna get Joseph too. Matthew chapter 2, and let's go start at 8. And he sent them to Bethlehem and said, go and search diligently for the young child. Talk about Yahweh Shai. And when ye have found him, bring me word again that I may come and worship him. This is the king telling them that. When they heard the king, they departed, and lo, the star which they saw, it was a ship. It wasn't no bright star. It was a chariot, which they saw in the east, went before them till it came and stood over where the young child was. When they saw the star, they rejoiced with exceedingly great joy. And when they were come into the house, they saw the young child with Mary his mother, and fell down and worshipped him. You know, you got niggas nowadays saying don't worship Yahweh Shai, but continue. And when they had opened their treasures, they presented unto him gifts, gold and frankincense and myrrh. And being warned of the Most High in a dream that they should not return to Herod, they departed unto their own country another way. And when they were departed, behold, the angel of the Lord, his depart. And when they were departed, behold, the angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream, saying, arise and take the young child and his mother and flee into Egypt. And be thou there until I bring thee word, for Herod will seek the young child to destroy him. When he arose, he took the young child and his mother by night and departed into Egypt. Yeah, to hide amongst the other dark-skinned people. So the image they give you a white boy Jesus, that's wrong too. That's wrong too. Now let's get Apostle Paul. Let's get Apostle Paul 21. We just proven that color don't matter. Well, it do matter because y'all the one that changed it. If y'all would have left it like it was and read the scriptures the way it is, we wouldn't have this situation going on right now. We wouldn't have this going on. Let's go. Let's go Acts 21 and 35. And when he came upon the stairs, so it was that he was born to the soldiers for the violence of the people. For the multitude of the people followed after, crying, away with him. And as Paul was to be led into the castle, he said unto the chief captain, May I speak unto thee? Who said, canst thou speak Greek? Art thou that Egyptian? Talk about Apostle Paul. Art not thou that Egyptian, which before these days madest an uproar and led us out into the wilderness, 4,000 men that were murderers? But Paul said, I am a man which am a Jew of Taurus, a city in Cilicia, a citizen of no mean city, and I beseech thee, suffer me to speak unto the people. And when he had given him license, Paul stood on the stairs and beckoned with the hand unto the people. And when they was made a great silence, he spake unto them in a Hebrew tongue. So it's saying right here, he said, who's speaking Greek? Aren't you the Egyptian? And then Paul, Apostle Paul, ended up speaking in the Hebrew tongue. But he was mistaken. The point is he was mistaken for an Egyptian. He asked him, was he an Egyptian? Because he was dark like the Egyptians. That's the point we making right here. Let's get another one. Let's get another one. We got more. Let's get this one. 42 and 1. Now this is Joseph, right? Now watch this. Now when Jacob saw that there was corn in Egypt, it was a famine. When Jacob saw that there was corn in Egypt, Jacob said unto his son, why do ye look one upon another? He said, behold, I have heard that there is corn in Egypt. Get you down thither and buy for us from thence, that we may live and not die. And Joseph's 10 brethren went down to buy corn in Egypt. Now watch this. But Benjamin, Joseph's brother, Jacob sent not with his brethren, for he said, least peradventure mischief befall him. And the sons of Israel came down to buy corn among those that came, for the famine was in the land of Canaan, right? And Joseph was governor over the land, and he it was that sold to all the people of the land. And Joseph's brethren came and bowed down themselves before him with their faces to the earth. And Joseph saw his brethren, and he knew them, but made himself strange unto them, and they spake roughly unto them. And he said unto them, whence come ye? And they said, from the land of Canaan to buy food. And Joseph knew his brethren, but they knew him not. Why? Why did they not know Joseph? Because Joseph was looking like the Egyptians down here that they came to buy corn from. See? We get one more. Ain't too long. We gonna close out with this one. Yeah. The progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes. Let's get it. Exodus chapter 11 and let's go 5. And all the firstborn of the land of Egypt shall die, from the firstborn of Pharaoh that sitteth upon his throne, even unto the firstborn of the maid servant that is behind the mill, and all the firstborn of the beasts. And there shall be a great cry throughout all the land of Egypt, such as there was none like it, nor shall be like it any more. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue. So while the Egyptians is going through it, the Lord said this about Israel. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that ye may know how that the Lord doth put a difference that the Lord doth put a difference between the Egyptians, the Hamites, and Israel, the Shemites. So when you go back to this, right here, the table of nations, the Africans, the Hamites, start at 9 and go to 12. 9 through 12 is Hamites. And it's a difference. Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born probably 96 years before the flood, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood, he became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, the Ethiopians, the Libyans, and the Canaanites. So so with that one, we gonna close out. We gonna say all praises, honor, glory to Yahweh. By Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rug Kahakwadash. Double honors to the elders, the apostles, the brothers, the men at Great Millstone that rule well, that taught me this truth. Let me Elder Malcolm say it one more time.
And this was unearthed. This particular one was unearthed about 4 or 5 years ago, and it was a 5,000-year-old tomb. This story aired on a bunch of Western Asia news platforms, and even one in America. So I actually had images of this in my phone for years. Probably around 2019 or 20. Somewhere around that time, this was unearthed. And what you see is, you do not see, remember, Moses was mistaken for an Egyptian.
Yep.
Paul was mistaken for an Egyptian. The Lord and his mother and father hid among the Egyptians.
And I just gave you all them scriptures. Shalom, Israel. Shalom.